welcome to Movement Inc. Yoga. Thank you so much for joining us to uplift in body and mind. I'm Rebecca, and today's flow is a practice of self-care. Come to your mat and let's get started. Beginning in a comfortable seat, you might like to have your props handy, your blocks, your strap. They're not totally necessary for this practice, but it's always wonderful to feel well supported as we move, especially in today's practice, a practice of self-care, loving kindness. So be really generous with yourself. Sit tall, sit well. Let's just really arrive, settle, center into this space, this time, your body, your practice. Let your eyes gently close and bring all of your attention to your breath, breathing in, breathing out through the nose. With each exhale, just let go of a little more tension. Let the pelvis get heavy, connecting down to the earth beneath you. With each inhale, have that sense of your spine long, rising tall to the crown of your head. And feel your breath. Come back to this. With your next in-breath, take your arms out to the side and up above you. Keep your eyes closed. As you exhale, have your hands to prayer at your heart center. Feel your thumbs connect to your chest. Lift your heart space, broaden from your collarbones to the outer edges of your shoulders. Come back to this breath. Full, free, easy. In these next moments, just consider your intention, your mantra, your prayer, your offering to yourself for this practice of self-care. How can you be more loving, more kind, more generous to yourself? Just consider this. There's no right or wrong answer. It's what comes up for you. See this word, this phrase, and repeat this to yourself mentally 3 times, holding this in the forefront of your mind's eye. And sealing the prayer, take the arms out to the side, reach them above you. Find your hands to prayer and bring them back to your heart space. Seal this, hold this here. Let this be your intention, your focus for your practice today. Resting the hands on the thighs, open the eyes. And we'll just start with some seated opening mobilization. But that said, as ever, this is your practice, your time. Work in a way that feels good, nourishing, beneficial to you. The first posture we'll take today is Gamokasana, cow face pose. And I'd like to start with the modification. So we'll start with the right leg, and the modification is to be crossing at the shins or in a more Sukhasana, sweet and easy pose, cross-legged. If you would like to take cow face pose, bring your left knee towards the midline and stack your right knee on top. So if that doesn't feel fantastic, we've got a big gap here, I would recommend to come back to cross-legged position at the shins. When you take your knees on top of each other. See if you can bring your ankles, your shins to parallel. Keep the feet flexed, lift your seat. You might also feel better by sitting on a blanket, just elevating the pelvis. Hug the inner thighs together, sit tall, sit well. So you've got your right leg on top. You might like to stay here, or we'll bring this into the arms as well. Take your arms out to the side. Take your left arm, so the opposite arm to your top leg. Bring your palm to face down and walk that hand down your back, reaching your elbow up towards the ceiling. Turn your right palm upwards and start to walk that up towards your left hand. It doesn't have to meet. This is where a strap might come in very useful. So you can hold a strap between your hands, or you can even grip onto your clothing. If the hands meet, fantastic, make the bind. If they don't, equally good, all good. Sit tall, sit well. Elbow reaching to the ceiling, right elbow reaching down. Maybe let your eyes close or focus your gaze. Feel your spine is long. Notice where you feel the work of this stretch. Focusing to start with in your lower body, the legs, the hips. Exhaling, soften where you can. Now bring your focus, your attention to your upper limbs, your upper body, your shoulder girdle. Come back to your breath. Nice, undo this. Take the arms out to the side, roll the shoulders. As you're ready, change the cross of your legs. You're either in sweet and easy pose, crossing at the shins, or cow face legs. Try and bring your shins, your ankles parallel. Keep your feet flexed. Take a moment to center here. You can always make those little adjustments. So opposite arm to top leg, this time right arm, palm down, left arm, palm up. They come to meet. Sit tall, sit well. Strap top, support this as you need. Let your eyes close or just steady your gaze. Really focus on all the sensation-rich areas in the body. We're just warming up, so it shouldn't feel too intense. Let your spine be long, broad across the chest. Breathe into the stretch, opening up gradually. Take your time. Undo the arms. Uncross the legs. Come back to a comfortable seat. Roll out the shoulders. Shimmy the hips a little. Let that go in a way that feels good. And then come straight away onto all fours, tabletop position. So for stability, safety in the joints, have your shoulders above your wrists, your knees under your hips. See your hands, grip the mat, protract the shoulder blades. Lengthen forwards just a little, feel that stretch through the back of the wrists and start to take a small circle, shifting the weight forward of center. Go one way and then the other. As you start to move, you might like to increase the range of your circle. Warming up the hips, the back body, the wrists. Feel the breath guiding your movement, easing in, just really waking up the body. Shift forward, toes touch, knees wide. Take a few sweet, easy breaths in child's pose, Balasana. You can always come into this shape at any point in the practice. Wonderful alternative to down dog. Keep your fingertips firming against the floor and your forearms lifting. This will open the chest a little more. Breathe full, breathe free. Inhaling, come back to all fours, tabletop position. See your hands grip the mat, firm the floor away. Protract the shoulder blades, keep broad across the upper back. Feel your spine is long, knit the lower rib cage, navel to spine. Tuck your toes, lift your chest, lift your tail. Look forwards. As you exhale now, we're really going to focus on a very slow cat pose. So articulate through your entire spine. Draw your chin to your chest. Keep firming the floor away for the protraction action in your upper back, your shoulder blades broad across your back body. Feel your chest contract a little here in contrast to this. Draw your chin to your chest. Take 2 more breaths here. Actively firm the floor away. Slowly come out of this. Move back to cat. Inhaling. We'll take that 2 more times, that extended cat. Articulate all the way through the spine. Draw the chin to the chest. Firm the floor away. Protract the shoulder blades. Feel the contraction in the chest. Chin to chest. 2 more breaths here. And come out of this. Don't hold your breath. Sometimes it can feel tempting as we take a slightly deeper variation or more challenging variation of a posture to hold the breath. Ensure your breath is full, free. Firm the floor away, protract the shoulder blades, knit the lower rib cage in, navel draws back, chin to chest. 2 more breaths. And come into cow. Nice. Come back to a tabletop all fours position. Toes touch, knees wide. Sink back, lift the left arm, thread the needle. Check this is reasonable for your neck. Open up. Thread the left arm, underlay the side of your head to the floor, reach your right arm forwards. With your upturned palm, reach to the side. With your right arm, reach it to the front of the mat. Breathe into the back body. Good. Undo this. Reach the left arm up, touch down, change sides. Reach the right arm high. Inhale. As you exhale, thread the needle, lay the side of your head down, upturn palm reaching, right hand, left hand reaching all the way to the front of the mat. Undo this, reach high, touch down, come onto all fours, tabletop position, tucking the toes, coming into down dog, firm the floor away, start to hover the knees, send your seat high. As you lower your heels down to the floor, walk your arms towards the front of your mat, pedaling now, walking. Be nice and free with your movements here, just establishing how you're really feeling in your body, your back of the legs, the lower legs, the hips. Do what you need to do. Take at least 3 breaths with this. See if you can welcome a full breath. Let your head and neck release. When you come to stillness, firm the floor away, reach the arms, spinning the armpits together, broaden the chest. Keep your knees soft as you lift your seat, hinging at your hips. As you exhale, lower the center of your heels down. Curl your toes back towards you just for a moment. Feel that in the shins, that engagement in the quads. As you exhale, lower the toes, lower the heels. If your heels are really lifting, keep your knees a little softer. Focus on length through the back and the side of your body. Let your head be heavy. Inhaling, coming forwards, 1 breath here, plank or knees down tabletop, yogi's choice, shoulders stack. As you exhale, take it back, dog or child's. 2 more times, inhale, come forwards, plank or tabletop. If you're in plank, as ever, integrated strength, whole body effort. As you exhale, take it back, down dog. 1 more time. Inhale, lengthen forwards, get long, get strong. Knit the lower rib cage in, navel to spine. Keep that broadness across the upper back. As you exhale, take it back, down dog. Now walk your feet slowly towards your hands. Ball of foot to heel, lengthening through the back of the legs. When your feet meet your hands, big breath in. Ardha Uttanasana, lengthen your spine forwards. As you exhale, bow over your legs. Keep your knees soft so your belly meets your thighs. Release your head and neck. Take that half lift again. Ardha, lengthen. Feel your shoulders firm into your back body. Shine your chest through. As you exhale, soften your knees and bow over your legs. Inhale, reach the arms high. Reach them up above you, follow with your gaze. As you exhale, bring your hands to prayer at your heart center. Come to the top of your mat, Tadasana, mountain pose. Interlace the fingers behind you. Draw the knuckle joints down, broaden across the front of the chest. Feel your shoulder blades firm into your back body. Good. We're going to hinge and come into a fold, but keep this grip of your hands. bow over your legs, reach your knuckles high, let your head and neck release. Shift your weight forward to the fronts of your feet. Lift your seat even higher as you reach your fists to the sky. Take 2 breaths. Open the chest from the center of your collarbones to the outer edges of your shoulders. Bend the knees, rise smooth. Undo the grip, roll the shoulders down and back. Breathing in, reach the arms. Exhale, knees soft, bow over your thighs. Inhaling, flat back lengthen. Exhaling, bend the knees. Plant the hands, plank or tabletop. Take 2 breaths here. Have your shoulders above your wrists, firm the floor away. Broaden the back body, heart space drawing through the gateway of your shoulders. Reach out through your heels, navel to spine, knit the lower rib cage in. Lower the knees, hug the elbows, keep your chest lifting, lower smooth. First round cobra, heel of the hands draw back, hug the mat, rising up. Inhale, shine your heart through, shoulders firm to back body. Exhale, lower. Rest your head to the floor, bring your arms beside you. Inhale, lift the chest, locust. Reach your hands, lift your legs, keep them hip width. Feel your back body working to encourage, support your lift. As you exhale, touch down, place the hands beside you again. Come up to cobra, inhale. Exhale, lower. Toes tuck, firm the floor away, plank or tabletop. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Good work. Bend the knees, look forward. Bring your feet to your hands, however you choose. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising. Exhale, hands to prayer. Let's take that one more time. Rhythm, pace, heat. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Knees bend, hands plant. You know the choices. Take the option that works. Knees down. Now you can take up dog if you're feeling warm enough and it's in your practice. Cobra or locust. Exhaling dog. Let the transition really be your time to personalize this. Come back to the breath. Inhaling, lift the right leg high, keep the hips level, so facing the front side of your mat, your lifted leg thigh facing the floor. As you exhale, scoop the belly in, make space for the step through. Placing the foot between the hands, knee above ankle. Plant the back foot down. Bring your hands to your hips as you rise. Warrior one. I like to have my feet as wide as I can. That enables my hips to face forward. Lunge deep into the front leg. Firm the outer edge of the back foot down. Scoop the tail under. Now lift up from the front of the pelvis, draw the navel in. As you inhale, reach your arms high, lengthening the side seam. As you exhale, maybe lunge a little deeper. Sweep the arms behind you, lift the chest, energize into your fingers. Staying here or interlace your hands. Draw your knuckle joints down, then try and part the palms. Feel that even more across the front of your chest. Big inhale. As you exhale, humble. Bow to the inside of your front leg. Shoulders, hips still face forward. Think of lengthening your spine forward as you firm the floor away. Work your core, you're not laying on your thigh. Draw your knuckle joints high. Let your head and neck release. Breathe into the front of your chest. As you inhale, rise. Undo the grip. Reach high. Exhale, cactus. Inhale. Exhaling, frame the front foot with your hands. Take the low lunge, plank or tabletop. We meet in dog. Option to take the vinyasa or skip it. Down dog. Second side, left side. Lift the left leg, spin the thigh down. As you exhale, step the foot through, plant the back toes, rising on the in-breath. Check the foundation, your steady base. Lunge deep into the front leg, firm into the outer edge of the back foot. Scoop tail under, lift from the front of your pelvis. Inhale. Exhale, reach the arms behind you, broaden and lift the chest. Keeping your legs strong, even as we focus more on the arms, the chest. Interlace your fingers, draw the knuckle joints down. Take a breath here, open the chest. Exhaling, hinge. Bow to the inside of your front leg. Think of lengthening your spine rather than going really deep. You're not laying on your thigh, you're hovering. Let your head and neck release. Try and spin your shoulders to face the front edge of your mat as you reach your knuckle joints high. Take 2 more breaths here. Engage your core, navel to spine. Knit the lower rib cage together. Good. As you inhale, park the palms, reach the arms high. Lunge a little deeper, work the legs. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach. Frame the front foot with your hands. Plank or tabletop. Come down to the floor, however you get there, chaturanga or knees down, heel of hands back. Inhale, cobra. We'll take the cobra, locust, cobra sequence. Lower. Reach the arms. Inhale, float. Let your inhale really lift you here. As you exhale, lower, smooth. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. Toes tucked, tabletop or reverse push up to plank. Exhaling, a nice open dog. Come back to your breath. Let your knees be soft. Lift your seat high. Step the big toes to touch. Reach the right leg to the ceiling. This time allow the stacking of the right hip on top of the left. Bend your knee, heel to opposite glute. Keep your left side long, so firm the floor away very actively through your left hand. Breathe into the right hip. Keep your left heel lowering down to the floor. Rising into warrior 2, bend the front knee, lunge deep. Firm into the outer edge of the back foot, soften the shoulders. As you inhale, straighten the legs, reach the arms high. As you exhale, lunge a little deeper. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, lunge. Lift out of the waist. Inhale, reach the arms high with the left hand. Hold just under the right wrist. Traction through the spine. Inhale. As you exhale, reach back. And apply a gentle pressure to the right arm with the left hand. Lengthen out of the right side waist. Breathe space between the ribs as you energize into your fingertips. As you reach back, lunge that front leg even deeper. 2 more breaths. Spin your heart space open. Good. As you inhale, come back to center. Bring the right forearm to the right thigh. Reach the left arm high. Spin the underside of your ribs up. Open the chest. Reach the top arm towards the front side of the mat. If you would like a little more, hand to the instep side of your foot. Top of the arm firms against the inner thigh, spiraling the chest open. If you would like even more, taking the half bind, spin the left palm to face the back of the room. Find the thigh, the right thigh, as you roll the left shoulder down and back. Again, open the chest. Think of spiraling your heart space to the ceiling. If you would like to take the full bind, right hand draws the left wrist down. Firm the left shoulder blade into the back body. And if you're collapsing your chest here, you've kind of missed the point of this posture. We want to lengthen the side of the body and open the chest. So come back. Really good. If you're in the half bind, stay there. If you're in no bind, all good. Or full bind, as you are, straighten the front leg, coming into a bound triangle pose. If you're in the half bind, firm your hand against your leg and still think of that action of spiraling the rib cage, your chest up towards the ceiling. Have your head and neck in a position that feels best. Think of lengthening your spine long to the front of the mat. Undo the bind, bend the front leg, few, come into warrior two and take it back. Reverse. Warrior two is where we meet, really strong. Take the low lunge, step to plank, lower smooth however you choose. Cobra, inhale, release, locust, lift, float, fly. Chest rising, back of neck long. Exhale, lower, cobra, final one of the three. Lower smooth, plank or tabletop, downward facing dog. Pedal it out, swivel, sway the hips, do what you need to do. Let that side go. Really good, yogis. Sigh the breath out. Step the big toes to touch. Lift the left leg high. Feel the left hip stacking on top of the right. Reach long through the right side. Circle the ankle, wiggle the toes. Really open into that whole left side, left hip. As you exhale, round the spine, step the foot through. Rising into warrior two, you'll be facing the same side of your mat. I've magically switched sides. That's just so I'm still facing you as we take this sequence. Lunge a little deeper, lift out of the waist. Inhale. Exhale, gaze out beyond the middle finger. Inhale. Feel the breath, filling up the posture. Exhaling. Inhale, arms reach, legs stay bent. Right hand this time holds left wrist. Reach, begin with extension. Exhale, take it back, traction. Apply a gentle pressure here. Energize into the fingers, reach to the back. Lunge deeper in the front leg. 2 more breaths, we've got this. Spiral, open the heart space. As you inhale, come back to center, let that go. Really good. Side angle, forearm to thigh, reach, open up. Or option, hand down, half bind or full bind. So how deep you wish to take this posture, your choice, your practice. Be especially mindful of what feels good in your body, your energy, as this is a practice dedicated to self-care. Roll the top shoulder down and back. Straightening the left leg if you're in the half bind, full bind or no bind, taking any variation of Trikonasana, triangle pose. Think of drawing the underside of the rib cage up. Roll the top shoulder down and back. Broaden and lift your chest. 1 more breath. If you've taken the bind, undo it. Warrior two. Take it back. Cartwheel the arms. Find the low lunge. Plank or tabletop. Swim through the vinyasa or skip it. Down dog is where we meet. There's always the opportunity to take child's pose. Come back to the breath. Knees bend, look forwards. We're going to try and land in a malasana, a yogi squat. Land light. Now you might be higher up, you might be lower down, you might like to grab a handy prop to rest under your heels as you really want to feel the connection of your whole foot to a steady surface. This allows that release in the lower back. Bring your hands to prayer, firm your palms, lift your chest. Roll your shoulders down and back. Feel your arms firm against your inner leg to open the inseam. Make any adjustments so you feel reasonably comfortable here. Happy to spend just the next few moments. Eye gaze steady or closed. Let the breath release out the mouth. Come back to your offering yourself care, love, intention. Whatever you offered yourself at the start of this practice, come back to this. See this and hold this in your mind's eye, repeating this to yourself 3 times. And with your next exhale, really sense that downward flow of energy of breath. Release the hands, heel toe the feet, hip width. Take a flat back lengthen, inhale. As you exhale, bow over the legs. If you want to go deeper, you can always thumbs to the front of the ankles, wrap the hands, the forearms around. Lengthen your spine down as you hinge at your hips, lifting your seat high. Draw up against the legs. Release the bind if you took it, heel toe the feet. Thumbs to the hip creases, draw the hips, the thighs back, scoop the tail under and Utkatasana chair, a little heat for the legs, the glutes, weight in the heels, wiggle the toes, shine and lift your heart space through, sink a little deeper, really good, inhale, exhale, straight to flow, here we go, reach high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Bend the knees, plant the hands, plank or tabletop. Lowering all the way down. Cobra, up dog, locust. One of the 3, your choice yogis. Meeting in downward facing dog. Really good. Bend the knees, look forwards, feet to hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, bow. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, prayer. Step the feet wide, the long side of your mat. Turn your toes in a little. Firm into the outer edges of your feet. Inhale, lift out of your hips. Hinge forwards when you get to the halfway point. Lengthen your spine even more. Chest through, shoulders back. As you exhale, continue to hinge. Now you know the score, yogis. Wrists under shoulders, head heavy but not touching the mat. Or you can find the outer edges of your legs, your ankles. Elbows wide out to the side, broaden the back of the body. Chest through the gateway of your legs this time. Hinge your hips high. Prasarita Padottanasana. Bring your hands to your hips. One smooth breath, rise up, engage your core to support this. Turn the right toes to face the right side of your mat and find warrior 2. Inhale. Exhale. Block at the ready if you know you like this to support you in half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. I'll just move back a little bit so I don't eat my plants again. Touch your hand down about a foot's length in front of your little toe to the floor or your block. Start to transfer your weight into the front foot and see if you can lift that back leg in one breath. You might simply be playing with the transfer of weight today. If the standing balance feels too intense in your hips, the more you're able to stack the left hip on top of the right and feel your right glute firm to the infrastructure of your bones, you will find balance a little easier. Again, try and spiral your heart space to the ceiling. Your standing leg is strong, as is your lifted leg. Flex your foot, try and firm the back wall away. Maybe reach that top arm high, open your chest. If you would like to, follow with your gaze to challenge balance. Keep your chest open, breathe fully across the front of your body. Staying in half moon, Or bend your lifted leg, find your ankle with your hand for Ardha, Chandra, Trapassana, and keep your chest lifted. If you start to collapse your chest, come back to the earlier variation. Firm your foot into your hand and arc back, arcing half bow. Keep your chest broad and lifted. Breathe fully, freely here. Good. Release that gracefully, as steadily as you can. Oh, if you wobble, don't worry. Come back to warrior two, reverse. Straighten the legs and simply come straight to the left side. Find warrior two. So it'll be that sequence again. And as ever, there's always the stopping off points. Lunge a little deeper. Inhale. Exhale. Take it back. Come back through center. Warrior two, steady base in the legs. That's such a good starting point. Hand to hip. Hopefully you've brought your block with you. If you know you like it on one side, bring it to the other. Gaze, breath, focus really helps here. Transfer the weight. Lift the back leg. Feel the scooping of the left glute towards the front, the long side of the mat. Feel your lifted legs strong. Reach your top arm high, open your chest, lengthen your spine to the front of your mat or the direction that you're facing. Keep your chest open, spiraling to the ceiling, or find that half bow, arcing back, hand to ankle, arc back, open up. Keep your chest lifted. Hopefully you've got more space behind you, more than I have, and you're not hitting a window or a wall. So really think of being expansive and open here. Breathe fully across the front of the chest. Good. Let that go. Come back. Take it back. Come back to warrior two. Straighten the legs. Inhale. Let's hinge and fold. Bow down. What would you like to do with the arms, yogis? Your choice. One more breath. Inhale, rise. Take a low lunge facing the front of your mat and come straight to dog. Swivel the hips. Let that go. Inhaling. Coming forwards, plank. Lower smooth. Cobra. Release. Locust. Lift, float, touch down, cobra, inhale, exhale, firm away, rise strong, downward facing dog. Good work. As you inhale, come forwards, lower all the way down to the floor. For a moment, rest your forehead or cheek on stacked hands and just shuffle, sway. As you inhale, lift your right leg and lengthen it out from your lower back and replace it down to the floor. Lift and lengthen your left leg. Feel that sense of spaciousness in your lower back. Replace it down to the floor. We're coming into Dandasana pose, which is a deep back bend. And if that feels too intense for you, I would like you to choose a back bend of your choice. Maybe Sphinx, maybe Cobra, or Locust. Otherwise, we're going to bend both legs. Keep the knees, the thighs hip width apart, facing the back of your mat. Keep your forehead to the floor. I'm just going to lift mine for the purpose of instructing. Reach back with your left hand to your left ankle. Reach back with your right hand to your right ankle. Firm your feet against your hands as you roll your shoulders down your back. As you inhale, lift your chest. Keep the back of your neck long. Keep your feet firmly against your hands. Scoot your tail under. Firm your pelvis, your pubic bone into the floor. Feel your navel lift a little towards your spine. Engage your core here gently. Maybe as you inhale, you lift your thighs. Your chest might lift a little more. Keep your knees facing the back of your mat. your knees, your thighs hip width. Keep your shoulders down your back. Open your chest and breathe. Lift as much as feels good in your lower back. If there's any pain or discomfort, ease back. Firming your tail to the floor, pelvis connected to the earth. One more big breath, open across the front of your chest. As you exhale, release, rest your head to your hands, maybe shuffle your hips or windshield wiper your legs. Good work, yogis. Bring your hands to the floor, rising. Take 2 to 3 breaths in your choice of plank or tabletop. And again, please work to find integrated strength. Lift your pelvis from the floor, knit the lower rib cage, protract the shoulder blades, reach out through the heel. 2 more breaths, really strong. It's nice to feel that integration, that strength from your center when we've worked a lot into the lower back. Reach out of your heels. As you exhale, downward facing dog. Find 3 full easy breaths. Knees soft, really reach your seat high, hinging at the hips. Exhale, lower the heels. Spin the armpits towards the midline, broaden the chest. Good work, yogis. We're nearly there. Sigh the breath out. Head heavy. Bend the knees, look forward. Feet to hands. Lengthen. Firm the shoulders into the back body. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold deep. Inhale, re-lengthen, take your time. Exhaling, hands to prayer. Inhale, final one. Exhale, fold. Take a flat back, lengthen. Exhale, bend the knees. Opportunity to take a vinyasa or come straight to downward facing dog. Yourself 2 to 3 breaths, whichever posture you're in. There's no hurry, there's no rush. Allow yourself the fullness of this time, your practice. Coming forwards with your in-breath, lower the knees and meet me in child's pose, Balasana. Take the option that feels good, nourishing for your system. Allow yourself 3 full breaths here. Let your seat be heavy down to your heels. Lengthen from your lower back. Soften your jaw and your shoulders. Inhaling, rising slowly. Bring the knees underneath the hips and have your shoulders above your wrists, tabletop. Feel integrated from your core. Feel stable in your pelvis, your back body. Take a gentle cycle of cat-cow, nothing too big, impressive. Think of this as a way to nourish the spine, the pelvis. You might like to take that circling movement we took right at the start of practice, shifting forwards, going one way and then the other, bringing it into the hips, and then eventually your whole body. Come back to meet in tabletop. Bring your legs through, coming into Dandasana. Sit tall, sit well. Heel of hands beside you. Keep your feet flexed. Again, broaden the chest. Elevate your heart space. Feel your shoulder blades firm into your back body. Really good. As you inhale, reach your arms high, hinging forwards. Hands touch down beside your legs, your calves. If it's available, holding your feet or ankles. Curl your feet back, broaden across the balls of your feet. Lengthen your spine and fold. Let your head and neck be heavy. Lengthen the front of your spine forwards. Keep your chest lifting. 2 breaths here. Feel the work of the stretch. Where do you notice this most? And try and let go, soften there. As you inhale, come back up. Bend the knees, lift your seat, take your feet wider than hip width and seagrass the legs side to side. Knee to opposite foot inner arch. Let your seat lift. Just paying a little attention to the pelvis, the lower back region after quite intense work into the lower back with that big heart opening posture. Dandasana, need I say more? Come back to center, get anything to stay warm and cozy. Come onto your side and lay on your back. Release the whole back body down into the floor. Keep your knees bent, your feet hip width. Without lifting your pelvis, we're going to tuck and tilt. So tilt up, arcing, and tilting. Just really feeling that nourishing sensation across the back of the pelvis. So the pelvis shouldn't leave the floor. Just take that a couple of times. Let the pelvis settle back down to the floor. Keep your feet hip width. Lift your thighs, still hip width, so the knees aren't touching. Hold your shins and just firm your thighs back towards you. Think of rounding the tail. Breathe into the lower back, a nice nourishing stretch for the lower back. Release the feet. Now just using the strength of your legs, take a figure 4 with the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Flex the right foot, draw the knee forwards. This may be enough for you, or power of the legs only. Lift. If you want a little more sensation, draw back. The left foot ankle is relaxed, but the right foot is quite flexed. You can even sway a little side to side. Maybe try and bring the shin to parallel. Breathe generously into this. Touch down. Nice. Scooch the hips a little to the right as you drop now the left knee to the floor, but the right foot, I don't know if you can see mine if it's gone off camera, but the right foot isn't actually touching the floor, and I'm then drawing my right knee slightly forwards as much as I need to get just the right amount of sensation in the right outer hip, outer leg. Reach the right arm behind you, lay it on the mat, so really emphasize that length, that stretch, that space through the whole right side. Come back to center, arm touches down, realign the hips to neutral, take that to the other side. Figure 4 the left leg, just use the power of your legs. Bring that knee forwards, flex the left foot, stay here or lift. Right ankle foot relaxed, heavy. Firm the ankle against the thigh and draw back. Find a little resistance. Maybe sway side to side. A breath or 2 more here. Get what you need. Touch the foot down. Shift the hips a little to the left. And then let that the right knee and thigh touch the floor, and keep the left foot not touching down, so it's hovering from the floor and you're drawing that knee away from you. Reach the left arm behind you, get that nice big length space through the whole left outer side seam. As you're ready, come back up, replace the arm to the floor. Bring the hips back to neutral. Bring the knees to touch this time. Hug the thighs to the belly and circle one way and then the other. I really love this for my lower back. Also feels like a nice massage for the glutes. They get a lot of work in yoga if you hadn't noticed. Come back to center. Find the outer edges of your feet, soles shine to the ceiling, and draw your knees down to the floor. Keep your lower back connected to the earth. Visualize half arcing bow from your tail to your crown. Bring the soles of your feet to touch, draw your heels up towards you, maybe even use your elbows to firm your calves away from you, really work into the inseam of your leg. Take any final movements that welcome a comfortable sense of closure to your practice. And I would like to offer for Shavasana reclined butterfly, so soles of the feet touch, one hand on your belly, one hand settling on your heart space. If this doesn't feel good, take any other option. Big breath in, pausing at the top. Sigh the breath out the mouth. Let this go. Settle into your body, into your breath, receiving your beautiful, generous practice of self-care. As your hand rests on your belly, your heart space, feel that rise and fall. With each breath in, each breath out. And soften where you can, letting go, receiving mode, receiving your practice. Nothing more to do, just allow yourself a few more moments to be here, marinating in the good work you've done. A little movement starts to find its way back. If you took reclined butterfly, support the thighs to close the legs. Rolling over to the side, keep your eyes closed and slowly make your way back up to find a comfortable seat. Sit tall, sit well. Inhale, shift back with your torso, that space all around you, bringing your hands to prayer at your heart center. With your eyes closed, repeat your mantra, your prayer, your intention 3 times to yourself. Offer this generously. And what we give ourselves, if we're able to just be a little more loving, kind, compassionate with ourselves, we're better able to offer this out to those around us. But it all starts here. And just take a moment with a little gratitude for taking this time to give this practice to yourself. Thank you so much for sharing your time, your practice.